How are you tonight?
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Great again. Wednesday, middle of the week, news show. And it's not the first event today, right? We had the Twitter space today. Also awesome.
Absolutely. That was a really good one. We're gonna talk about this later a little bit more. Cool.
Yes.
Hey, we brought a ton of topics. We thought there's not gonna be much, then we had to cut it short. So, should we jump right into the headlines? What do you think?
Yes, we
Okay.
should because we had no time. So
No
first
time.
topic is the headline, stock token trading, the bullish sentiment. We will have a look on it.
Absolutely. Then the second topic, we had a Twitter space yesterday together with Yusin about EVM integration. We're gonna talk about this in the second topic.
As nearly every week, forthcoming update, the dates.
Then we're gonna talk about the Ticker Council, what is happening there.
And the fifth topic are the updates from the community project. So some of them gave us some information and we will provide it here.
Okay, fantastic. Then we're gonna talk a little bit about the DeFi wallet, the Lightwallet, what's happening there. And last but not least, we've got some dates for you. And I just saw that DC came online and the sound was there. So my nice welcome happened without sound, as it seems. Okay, I really have to check what's going on here. Good.
Like
Nevertheless,
last week.
yeah, so I can tell you, I just said hello. So in short, that was it. So when DC came, everything got more important. Okay, DC, let's jump right into the first topic. It's a big one.
Right, the stock token trading. So everyone is looking forward to it. I started a few things. So the first was a survey on Twitter asking, what do you think will be the influence of the loans or start of the loans on the DFE price? 3 options: price goes down, price remains where it is, or the price goes up. And the main group is bullish. So 51% thinks the price goes up with starting the loan. 39% think, okay, price will not be affected by it, and 10% think the price goes down. So if you read all the messages in the channel, oh, price is going down and everything is crashing, it looks like that most people are thinking in a different way. So over 600 persons participated and more than half of them are bullish on it. We also had the Twitter space we mentioned before today with Julian. If you missed it, it will be released as a podcast tomorrow. You should hear it. We have 2 topics, more or less, regarding the price. So one was having a look on Q3. So what happened? Why are people selling the DFI and the price is going down? So more or less a post-mortem analysis. And we had an outlook, what could happen with the release of the stock tokens and the liquidity mining. I will not repeat every detail here. Here, the podcast, really interesting. I liked it. And I think there are a lot of things someone can think about. And the last part regarding the stock tokens was also a tweet asking people what could be the reason for someone buying stocks on DeFiChain instead of a more or less classical broker or neo broker. And I got a lot of answers. I clustered them into 2 parts. So one is regarding access. So there might be a problem with you in a country that there are no brokers for private persons. Maybe you have an asset not traded in your country. So also here in Germany, some of the assets available in US are not available for us as a private person. You have always access to your wallet, and so for trading 24/7, you are the full owner of the private keys. No restrictions, no KYC, no central authority where you have to trust that the order you are putting in is executed, and it's just really fast. So that's the group of the access reasons, yeah, which could be better than the classical way. And the second one was the monetary reasons. So on DeFi chain, you can buy any amount of a token, so also small parts. So it's not needed to buy one complete stock. For example, the Amazon stock is not the cheapest one. If you want to diversify a small portfolio, it's not possible at a lot of brokers to include this stock on your own into your portfolio because you cannot buy fractions of it. There's no need for you to sell your cryptos to buy stocks. We mentioned it in our We Explain videos. You can put them as a collateral, mint some USD token and buy the stock. So diversification without selling your crypto position. It's like the big players. Julian also mentioned it in the past. Elon Musk will never sell his Tesla stocks. If he needs money, he just put them as a collateral and get the money from the bank. So now we can play the same game in small on DeFiChain. It will be a nice feeling. I'm really looking forward to it personally. It's cheaper. We have less fees. It's just 0.2 swap fees on the DEX. And one big advantage is with the stocks, you can go into a liquidity mining and get cash flow. You can invest in tokens and get rewards very much higher than the classical dividends on stocks. Wow. That's the sum of all reasons. Really nice. Thank you for all out there helping to collect it. Maybe we collect more and can tell the people why this is a good thing on DeFiChain.
I think DC, that's an awesome a lot of really good reasons why we can be very bullish for DeFiChain in the near future. This is like the perfect marketing pitch for DeFiChain, I would say. And these are really, really a lot of good reasons, I would say, right? I mean, especially like trading cannot be stopped, decentralized. Like coming back to the Robinhood example, where we had the problem, Robinhood just halted, the big boys didn't like it anymore, that everybody is like outperforming the hedge funds, and they just said, okay, now you can only sell but not buy anymore. These things can never happen on DeFiChain, so that's awesome. Cool. Yeah. Great job, Daniel. Well done. And to everybody out there who supported DC to put that together. There was a Twitter space yesterday with Yusin, Prasanna, and Fushin. The three stood up to all the answers from the community out there. What's going to happen if EVM is going to introduce? There were a lot of questions like, how does this impact security? Is this like a completely 180-degree change of our strategy? What's to expect when it's gonna be ready? So maybe the main information was no impact on security. It's a really separate layer that we're gonna implement the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine on. It's gonna open us up to a lot of development talent out there. Interoperability is a big buzzword out there, but it's really important. Everybody tries and tends to work together in the DeFi space, and it's like we don't want a wall of our nice DeFiChain garden and take care of the flowers alone. We want to show the DeFiChain sphere, the whole world out there, and that's why we need a layer that we can connect on. And it's going to help us a lot to speed things up and build them on EVM, and then if they are stable and that works very well, then we can always implement them on a non-Turing complete layer, but we have to do a hard fork for every implementation. So it's like really big push forward, but don't get overly excited. So the improvement proposal wasn't even written yet. It was not approved by the masternodes yet. And the development is not going to be a piece of cake. So that's going to take some serious effort and will take us into 2022. So whoever is developing out there on a project, community fund proposal, whatever, writing code for the existing DeFi chain as it is, don't stop. Carry on was like the word from using is just carry on and build it. It's gonna take some time, so it's not gonna happening tomorrow, and it's there for Christmas. It's gonna be some serious hard work, especially to implement it properly. Yeah, that's the update about the Twitter space. It's also in the podcasts. You can find it on DeFiLinks.io in the news section, or just go on one of the, I think we have 7 podcast platforms.
Yeah. They are mentioned in the description of the videos.
Perfect.
Here.
Perfect.
So yeah, that was the vision, EVM, long-term perspective. Now we come to the short-term thing, Fort Canning update, like every week, just the dates, what will happen. Mid of October is planned to release the node software, and then the main node should be updated at end of October. So then the code is running on the blockchain, but not usable for the end user. So we need a wallet release, which is planned 2 or 3 weeks later again. So mid of November, everything should be live and we could participate of liquidity mining and buy stocks.
Awesome. Easy to remember. Every 2 weeks, an update, more or less. Cool.
Right.
We've got to ask what's happening with the ticker council. So, guys, you remember there was, I think, a couple of... Was it a DFIP, actually, the ticker council? I think it was an improvement proposal, right? Okay.
Yes.
The ticker council was actually established to decide on what stock tokens gonna be tradable and mintable in the future. Also, the ticker council is gonna be like the representation for the community. So we are not acting on ourselves. We are more or less spokespersons for you guys out there. So we're gonna discuss what tickers should be listed and also what should be the rates for the loans that can be taken out from the DeFiChain. And all these decisions gonna be made there just to speed up the process, that there has to be no on-chain voting. So it's like we are a little bit of shortcut that we are the representatives. Nothing happened so far. This is gonna happen during the Fort Canning upgrade. So stay tuned. Watch that space. Is gonna be within the next couple of weeks. And we're also gonna do this publicly that everybody can follow and see what's going on.
Okay. Then next topic, the community projects, some updates. We start with DFX, one of the biggest project or the biggest community project. Also from the last voting round, they worked on the payment page. So if you are using it, you will recognize that it looks now like the wallet with some new information. So what was your volume you have invested in, your referrals, your euro equivalent, and so on. Till now, they have bought 350,000 DFI on the DEX and moved forward to the users. Nice number. So the goal is here to reach 1 million DFI, and then they're using the community fund. What's coming next? So they are also working on the fiat off-ramp, so changing your tokens back to fiat. That will be one of the next major features. And also the referral rewards you are earning. So the revenue coming from the participants you referred on DFX. So these are the main things coming and the current state.
Okay, cool. Then I had a call with Gabriel from DeFi Node Printing Service. He had a CFP community fund proposal that was declined in the last voting, but he said he's not going to give up on his project. He believes that it's a great thing. I personally think so as well. I have a DeFi node sitting on my desk here next to my Mac Mini. He wants to offer a service where you can customize your DeFi node. So you just don't get the standard white 3D printed case. You can do it in your favorite color, your favorite design. It's a interactive website. He put a lot of effort in there to make it like really easy, customizable, your 3D printed case. And then you can buy it through his web shop. And he's going to restructure his CFP, and he found a new partner in the Tyrol in Austria to print this in the future, and he can produce larger capacity. And I think it's a great project because it supports our decentralized idea that you have a full node running somewhere. It doesn't look only pretty. It's it really helps the network, and we have like thousands of full nodes out there. Great project. So you're gonna hear from Gabriel more in the future. DeFiLinks.io, a project that I'm involved in. We added 2 new categories because we got asked where do we find written content like blog posts, press articles and stuff. You find it now under articles / press / blogs, or the podcasts were also added to as an additional category because we thought it doesn't mix into social media or YouTube or so. So there's a new category, podcasts. DC and me launched the podcast, or we publish all this content as a podcast now. So you find this under this category. Last but not least, DeFiChain Income. Igor added a really cool feature to his income website where you see how much you earn on liquidity mining or staking. He thought GitHub updates are really important, but they are really hard to read, and for non-technical people, very hard to find and to interpret. So he kind of dumbed it down for the average Joe out there, and you can see now what's the latest node update, what's the latest wallet update, how many % have been achieved on certain milestones for the next hard fork. And he really dumbed it down, and it's really easy to find. It's a great addition to his website. So check it out, scroll down, and then you've got all these DeFi updates. Last but not least, another community project. It's the DeFiChain Lightwallet has a real cool update. If you go into settings, you can activate the privacy lock on an iPhone. It's called Face ID. DC, how is it called on Android? Android has got something similar, I guess. Fingerprint sensor? Or
right, the fingerprint sensor, I think is the standard device.
Okay, yeah. So that should be activatable on Android then, I guess, as well, because he said it's on App Store and Google Play Store. And then that's it. Last but not least, the next date. So 21st of October, that's the third Thursday of the month that I get it right this time, is the next Tech Talk with Yusin, Prasanna, and Fuxing. They're gonna talk about DC most likely.
Fortran update, loans, liquidity mining of the new assets.
Yeah, it stays exciting. And then the week after, we've got the next fireside chat. Guest is, we've got an idea who is gonna be our next guest. We're gonna announce him next week. We have to make sure that he's available on that date. It's gonna be on the 28th of October. So check that out. For all the guys out there who haven't seen it yet, there's an official, we call it the official DeFiChain calendar. It's a Google calendar. We're gonna link it in the show notes as well. If you don't want to miss anything, a Twitter space, a news show, a community meetup, whatever is happening out there that is kind of official or semi-official, then we're gonna put it in the calendar, and you're not gonna miss it. It's a Google calendar you can integrate into your system. Pretty easy, pretty cool. DC and me, we really try to be up to date. Good. So
and if something is not correct, please contact us and we will correct it.
Yeah, I'm always confused about the time zones, so it can be that it's the wrong day. So DC is normally having an eye on me and checking me, but it's always good if everybody helps. Cool, DC. That's it.
Then,
yeah,
official part
finished. Going to be finished, guys. Thanks for watching. For the ones who are watching the recording, thanks for all the likes for tonight, and for everybody else who is here live. See you on the other side for the question and answers. Have a good evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.